Hello, guys. Welcome and thank you for tuning in Realty by DRC, guys. I really took the time to really break it down on how foreclosure work. Okay, it's a great way to make money. It's a great way to buy a home at a lower price, but it's also a bad way if you don't know what you're doing. In most cases, people think foreclosures are a great deal or they get in a great deal. And you just because you get the emotional bitter process in this, like you thinking you getting a deal, just to make it clear, you're overpaying or you're not getting a deal at all because you got to put more money into the property. Guys, this video today is really to educate you on the pros and cons, the do's and don't, and just make you more informed, but also to make you aware of the processes, right, that you need to go through if you really want to get into foreclosure homes. Now, let's talk about what exactly a foreclosure home is. Okay, foreclosure home goes through a legal processes. Okay, where, let's say, for example, a mortgage, right, a debt holder, a lien holder, when you do a promissory note, a contract with the bank, you promise to pay each month X amount of dollars. Now you default into your payment, and that lien holder has all the legal rights to pursue legal action to recoup payment. And really, the bank doesn't really want your home back, guys. I really want you to understand is that most people have this wrong conception, like, oh, the bank wants my home back. The truth of the matter is that the bank really gets hurt anytime they take a property back to the bank. Why? Because the IRS penalize them for that, guys. Just keep that in mind. I'm not trying to go down that route too much, but back in track. So foreclosure occurs, right, when you default in your payment. Now, if you don't come to a negotiation or you don't show up to the court, the truth of the matter is going to happen. What's going to happen is going to be a final judgment. And what that means is the judge is going to say, okay, now the home is going to be sold, and it's going to be a final judgment. There's going to include legal fees for, let's say, for the bank, right? Whatever it costs them to pursue legal action towards you. There's going to be a final bill. Once that final bill occurs, basically that's where your home is going to be auctioned for. Okay, so that's the process, the legal process. You're going to get actually legal documents. You're going to get served. So everybody in this process is going to get served. Just so you know, if they fail to follow the legal process, there could be some legal consequences. But I'm also not going to go down that route. That's something that if somebody wants to learn or understand more about that, I can talk more about it on another video. And comment and like, so that way I know it's really reaching people, it's educating you, and just ask some questions that I'll be more than happy to answer back or make some future videos. So foreclosure, okay? Once your property gets sold at the auction, guys, keep in mind legal processes for foreclosure varies from state to state. Okay, so in Florida, for example, when a foreclosure occurs, okay, you have what is called a 10-day redemption period, meaning the person that won the foreclosure property at the auction actually just gets a bill of sale. You hear that? They just get a bill of sale. They don't get to redeem a deed until day of 11th. Guys, keep this in mind. During those 10 days, the homeowner, if you're going through this, you have the right to redeem the properties by legal ground, or if you're even a state holder, heirs, or that weren't aware of an auction. And I say this because I already experienced this with a customer, and it was very detrimental. By the way, like I said, foreclosure can happen also for other reasons, like HOA. In this case, the person I was just discussing about, their home got foreclosure for $900 due to HOA dues. Can you believe that? Can you believe losing a home worth almost $400,000 or worth $400,000 to an HOA fee of $900. Now, it amounted to like some legal fees and interest, and it really compounded to like $6,000. But really, losing your home to $6,000 is a very detrimental thing. Okay, guys, so don't be that person, because there's ways. Okay, there's ways. Now I'm gonna discuss also the ways of you also buying foreclosure properties. Right, you could buy pre-foreclosure at the court step, and then pretty much after the court auction, right? So post foreclosure, bank owned, because when it comes to REO, so basically you could use an agent, all right, a real estate agent like myself, to help you find these properties, REO properties that are all over the MLS. There's other websites like foreclosure.com, compresses different foreclosure properties, because you also have foreclosure properties with HUD, government owned properties, and there's many other ways, by the way, guys. But one of the most efficient way really to acquire a foreclosure property is really going through the pre-foreclosure, right? Try to negotiate something with that owner. They're going through a hard time. You could be going through a hard time financially, going through a hardship, and you really need to get out to save your credit in order for you to be able to purchase a property in the future. Keep that in mind. Don't let your ego get in the way. Okay, so if you can make money, everybody makes money. The bank gets paid, your credit gets saved, and you can negotiate. Okay, guys, I done this. Okay, you can be strategic about it. The homeowner might need a little bit of money. You can help them. Everybody's helping each other here, because the goal is for everybody to win. Okay, now you can negotiate as a pre-foreclosure, or you could go to the court step, which then you're gonna need cash money, hard cash, which is more difficult. And let me just share with you that just a couple of days ago, I was at the Seminole County auction. Okay, we're getting ready to buy some properties, by the way, at the Seminole County auction. And let me just say, oh my God, there's some properties that are worth $400, $450 that just went for $51,000, just a couple of dollars over the opening bid. Some of them nobody bidding on it, and I have to say, I am jumping on it. I'm not sleeping on the next auction. I'm actually generating a list right after this video, because I am so eager to get into that auction and find some great deals. So guys, finding great deals, there are out there, but you could also make a mistake. Okay, please understand that you do need to understand what are you doing exactly here. You need to know the processes, right? You need to do lien search, because guys, you got to understand, there is a foreclosure on the home, but you don't know if there's other liens, if there's other judgments against the home. And there's many. I've seen even from court tickets to a legal attorney, not even a public defender's fees. I mean, I seen them in the liens in the homes, like $50, $100, all of that compounds. I've seen liens of $30,000. Matter of fact, folks, I've seen guys buy foreclosure home and lose money on it. Okay, so remember, you're not always getting a deal. So you got to know what you're doing. All right. So in that process, make sure you do your lien search. Okay. Make sure you get with somebody that exactly know what they're doing, so that way you can avoid costly mistakes. Okay. Now moving forward. All right. So you could do the bank owned. Okay. If you actually build a relationship with a bank, the bank more likely would send you the properties before they go into auction. By the way, guys, the bank doesn't really want to have the property go into auction. It really does hurt their CAMO score. They got credit score like us. They got something called CAMO score, from 0 to 5. They don't really want to hurt their score. So back to the foreclosure. All right, make the relationships, okay, that you could get these banks own properties, or go directly to the owner. I personally like to try to go directly to the owner. This is public record information before they go into auction. I have knocked on homeowners' doors that literally they didn't even know their homes was being auctioned. I'm just remembering like my last situation with an older couple, how cute, and I was glad that I intervened, and they asked me what should I do, and I said, you know what you should do? It's 2:30 in the afternoon. You should go to the courthouse and pay for the $7,000 and then figure out later on, because your home already is scheduled to be auctioned in a few days. Guys, get legal. I mean, I'm not a, I'm not a law attorney. I don't practice law, but I am educating you, okay, on things that I experienced, so that way you could actually become more, prepared for situations like this, because there is situations that you're gonna find on a foreclosure home. Generally speaking, if they default in their mortgage or HOA, most likely they default in other things. So make sure you do your proper due diligence, so that way you know exactly what you're getting into. And remember, since you can't get into these homes, this is why you try to get a pre-foreclosure, so you can get in and see if there's anything that needs to be repaired. But keep in mind, when you go into the auction, you're taking the risk that there's things that need to be repaired besides any liens. But there's ways to run the numbers where it makes sense and you would never lose on a property. Guys, I personally make some deals like this, make really good money, and I mean really good money. You can see it in my face, okay? So, I mean, and there's a way to also for you to make money, get into real estate at a much lower than the market value, and with equity, guys. Well, the key of building wealth, it's really through the equity. So, there's other things that I wanted to also touch base is on the surplus. So let's say your home gets sold at the auction and the surplus. There's a surplus occurs when all liens has been satisfied on the property, and let's say the auction bidder bid above what it was owed, and everybody got covered. And here's the deal. There's a surplus. There's money left over, 20,000, 100,000, who knows, right? So whatever's left over, everybody gets covered. Now that money goes into the county. Guys, keep in mind, please hear me out. I hope that you have listened all the way up to this point to know that the surplus, you have a time frame. You have to move it very quickly on recouping your money, right? The leftover. But let's hope that you never get there. And also, let me just rewind back to the point where I talked about where you could redeem your property. Guys, you have 10 days. That means the clock is ticking. You got to get moving. And I want to emphasize on that, okay? Get an attorney, because you could file the motion to vacate the sales. All right, guys? I seen this situation happen to a lovely family, and it was really sad what occurred here. It took some initial money, but we redeemed the property, by the way. That end buyer at the auction was not happy at all. It cost some money. But we negotiated on a number where he was able to get at least his legal fees back. But we got the house back. The house had more equity in that. It paid for itself, right? But keep in mind, you want to make sure that you sharp clear on this, on your redemption. After the 10th day to get that deed, you're out. And I mean, you're out. That's sad, right? But let's avoid all that, okay? And this is why exactly I created this video, just to educate you, not just on the purchase, but also how you can stop a foreclosure, or you can find somebody that is willing to give you money for your home, okay, at a fair price, okay, for both, all right? Because an investor needs to make money. You need to understand that there is a cost to risk. There is a cost to risk. And if you're not taking that risk, somebody else is taking that risk, okay? So with that cover, I think I pretty much touched every bullet point here that I wanted to touch today. And I hope that this video really educates you on foreclosure, how to buy them, okay? And just run your numbers, guys. Get yourself a realtor. Get yourself somebody that knows how to endeavor into real estate. That's the way you're going to really be successful when at this game. And once you get the coaching, then you can move on and do and practice the game on yourself. All right, guys, listen, I hope you really liked this video. And if it was educational enough, please hit the like button. Also comment, ask me questions. I'm open. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Visit Realty by DRC, where you can apply for financing, all right, browse for properties, and even sell your home. Guys, I'm here for you. Take care and have a great day.